Very good morning. Welcome to it. You are live with Expresso. In the wake, I'm going to say, as the dust settles after a very busy sporting weekend, possibly not the best for the South African sporting codes, as we wrap up two big codes in rugby, not on the best note, and of course Formula One on a rather thrilling note. We've got our sports pundits here, journalists Ryan Wallace and Keegan Kruger here this morning. Man United, through and through. He was saying I must please mention as soon as he sits down. I'm so sorry about the weekend sporting action on that front as well. But let's kick it off with the elephant in the room, the Springboks ending their outbound tour with a whitewash, 27-13 to Wales. It's our third loss in only 111 years. I mean, Ryan, where do we sit now? What's the next step? Is Alistair Coetzee going to keep his job?
I think the problem is he's obviously catching a lot of flack for what's going on, but I think the problems go deeper than that. I think it's back to the drawing board, really. Even at provincial level, we're seeing a lot of, or hearing a lot of stories about problems. So yeah, I don't know.
It's a tough one. I'm sure Saru are sitting in the same position going, where do we go from here? But we've got to tip our hats to Wales, rounding off there. They're also under a lot of pressure as well from the coaching front as well. So they round off their tour well. New Zealand dominating the international rugby scene this year, and I suppose they would be taking a huge amount out of this season.
Yeah, I think they've showed how much depth they have, really. I think this year's a year that New Zealand really showed the world. Look at the depth that we've got in our ranks. And it just shows you what good structures do. Good structures back home has allowed them to have depth the way they do. And they've dominated. Okay, the slip up against Ireland, but I think that Irish performance was something that you won't see in a long, long time again. And it was a great performance. And other than that, they just swept everyone away. And I think they rightly deserve to be where they are at this point.
Did you see how quickly I swept the Springboks over the carpet there? That was pretty slick. So let's move to another national sporting team that certainly has done us proud, albeit losing in that final third test against Australia in Adelaide, but plenty of happy memories. Vernon Philander, man of the series, as the Proteas beat Australia. What do you make of Big Vern's performance? In fact, all of our strike bowlers.
Yeah, the bowlers did really well. I think we struggled a bit in the top order with the batting, which is something we need to look at.
Just that continuity.
But all in all, a win against Australia, or series win against Australia, never going to complain about that.
Yeah, I love the way the fans rallied to Australia as well in their time.
I think we must also remember that a first pink ball test is something different. Like, first time our guys played with the pink ball. Yeah. It's difficult to look after, and we could see we struggled to look after that ball. And
I don't know if there's a
little bit of irony
somewhere there,
but we struggled with it, but I think we did well at the end. You know, it was a good performance. Otherwise, I thought we took them quite close.
And then I have to ask finally very quickly, Nico Rosberg claiming the Formula One championship, albeit behind a very slow Lewis Hamilton. What did you make of the shenanigans at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix?
In all honesty, like I said earlier, the words are probably not safe for TV.
I'm sure Nico mentioned a few.
I think it's totally unfair of Hamilton to go against orders firstly and then saying, just let us race. And at the end of the day, he wasn't racing, he was slowing the pack down. And I think if you're fast enough, fair enough.
Then let him race.
But yeah, amazing season. I can't remember when last it went down to the final lap, final corner.
Probably Lauder and Hunt way back when.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens next year.
Well, I think the same can be said of all of our sporting codes as we wrap them up now this year, and that's all I will say about that. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for smiling this morning, man. King, and I really do appreciate that. But you can let us know what you thought of this brilliant sporting weekend and our SA Sports Award of the Year winners. We'll get into those in just a moment.